You know, I've never really considered myself to be particularly wise, per se. But people seem to think that I'm at least mature. And I have noticed that as I've been getting older, I have been getting a whole lot more soft-hearted, and it's a lot harder to piss me off these days. Little things like that. And when I think about it, you know, age of course doesn't necessitate maturity. But I like to think that just as much as there's something to be learned from the innocence of a child or something to that effect, I think even more so there's something to be learned from the old, from the elderly. And my best friend Bobo sent me this list of, quote, the top 5 regrets of the dying. This is basically a list that catalogs the top 5 regrets of people who are elderly and have maybe terminal diseases and have basically have gone home to die. And this list has been compiled by the people who actually spent time with them when they were at their deathbed. I think these are very telling about the way that people should try to live their lives so that they are less likely to have regrets. I mean, I already don't believe in the idea of regrets, really. I mean, why would you regret the idea of having obtained more wisdom as a result of something that happened to you, whether it was negative or positive? But that's just me. Anyway, number 1. I wish I'd had the courage to live a life true to myself, not the life others expected of me. I especially like this one, and see, this was the most common regret of all, and I wish more people would be a little bit more true to themselves. It's something that I definitely try and do. Number 2. I wish I didn't work so hard. Not enough people realize that more or less the entire idea of the American dream is bullshit, because happiness is not a state to be attained. Happiness is a choice that you make. Of course, save people that have certain brain chemistry that makes it, you know, so that they're depressed and whatnot. People who have actual depression, I understand that. And of course, there's an exception to every rule. But more or less, for the average person, happiness is a state of mind. And more or less, it's a choice that you can make. And you shouldn't have to work towards being happy. And that's one of the things that this is based on, I think, is that they wish they didn't work so hard because, quote, all the men I nursed deeply regretted spending so much of their lives on the treadmill of a work existence. Number 3. I wish I'd had the courage to express my feelings. Yet again, this is one of those things that I just wish people did more often. Just being more honest about their actual feelings. But I know, me, wishing that the human race would actually be decent. Number 4. I wish I'd stayed in touch with my friends. This is something that I have realized here recently, just how important friends are. I mean, even just having conversations here over YouTube, or say having conversations over Skype. Just maintaining those connections with other people. It's very, very fulfilling for me. But that's because me, you know, conversation is I am just a conversationalist. It is just what I love to do. I love to talk to people. And I found that friends are priceless. More or less, I believe you come into this world alone and you die alone. But if you have friends, you might not. Number 5. I wish that I had let myself be happier. Again, coming full circle. This is a surprisingly common one. Many did not realize until the end that happiness is a choice. And I'm just quoting what the article actually says, and it has a very good quote at the end, so I'll just continue to quote it. So, life is a choice. It's your life. Choose consciously, choose wisely, choose honestly. Choose happiness. I think that this is good advice. I think people should consider this type of thing. I think these are ideas that should be espoused more often and that people should be exposed to them more often. I think these are words to live by, actually. Not dogmatically, but they are a good basis. Peace. Oh my God! And I have noticed that as I've... Why am I recording this? I'm not even doing it. You're a fucking retard, man. No, you listen to me, damn you! Right.